acknowledging that fear is so powerful, what if this fear becomes your best friend? Just imagine that for a second. Fear, the word fear, instills fear in the hearts of others. We are afraid of fear. Fear plays a role in every aspect of our life. So it's extremely powerful. And fear itself is afraid of fear. And this layers of fears that goes into our lives is very deep. And fear actually is a deity, is a personality. As we were mentioning, all the qualities such as charity, compassion, love, they are presiding deities of all these emotions. So fear is actually the most powerful tool to achieve anything and everything in your life. So we have to see, let's analyze it for one more time. We just go backtrack a little bit. Our bodies are wired to have fear. Our body is wired to handle fear. We have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm sure you all have studied it in school. And the interesting thing about the sympathetic nervous system, there is the fight and flight mode, right? The fight and flight mode is there to see how it's giving you an opportunity, how you utilize this fear. Do you put fear in front of you or do you put fear behind you? Provided you process the fear is behind you and is pushing you forward. And if this fear remains in front of you, then you're not able to walk forward. Because fear is which stops, and fear is that same force that pushes you forward. So we have to make an active choice to see whether we want to put fear forward. Is it in front of us or is it behind us? If you put fear in front of you and if you put fear behind you, then you're going to be sandwiched in the middle, and you may have a difficult time getting out of it. So your body being wired, giving you the opportunity, the sympathetic nervous system is giving you an opportunity. And the parasympathetic nervous system is when you take that opportunity and you can rest. Parasympathetic nervous system is allowing you to rest. So if you are constantly operating in fear, then one of your nervous systems get overactivated and the other one becomes dull. If you're constantly fear, and you have not processed it, then what happens is your calm side, your parasympathetic nervous system does not get any workout, and it forgets that it even exists. Just like if you keep your arms like this for years and years and years, you'll forget how to bring your arms down. Or if you keep your arms on the side and don't move it, don't use it, your arm will forget that it can lift itself. So this fear, understanding how this fear is actually our greatest gift and the greatest opportunity for our growth. It is the most powerful asset that we have. Does that make it any sense? If it's all pervasive, we have to see how this person is so strong, this energy is so strong, why not make it our friend? Because once this fear comes in, you may realize it's not just a psychological thing. It literally seizes up your body. That's how powerful it is. It seizes up your body, your muscles, your face, your wrinkles, and your bones. The whole structure of your body seizes up. That's how powerful this is. So why not use it? Why not learn from it? Why not make it your friend? And it can help you push forward. So then the second part is understanding how this fear is actually something that has been not just built into your system, but is also given to you from the outside. And what that is called the psychogenic fear. There is something called psychogenic disorders, which is the disorder that is physical but provided to you from your psychological platform. It is not something that is, that is just mental, because that mental fear translates to the body, and body has illnesses. And this psychogenic fear comes normally from people and experiences that you have endured throughout your life. For example, like for me, I have something called thalassophobia, which is fear of water. Because when I was young, then one time I drowned in the water. I drowned in the Ganges and I didn't think I was going to make it. And another time I almost drowned in the ocean and I didn't think I was going to make it. So forever, whenever I swim in the lake or any rivers, I never swim alone. Because I always feel that there is something underneath the water that's going to drag me down and drown me. It's those fears that have been given, So in our lives, we have so many fears that is given to us, and it's in the mind. And a lot of the times as we grow older, some of the psychogenic fears disappear because we realize that's what we were told as a kid is not the reality. But in all reality, we have to analyze what is the source of fear and how to take this fear and make it our asset rather than a liability. By analyzing, acknowledging, and really, really, really being aware of it. So our takeaway is understanding how fear is actually the greatest thing, and it is the most instructive thing. Fear is constantly teaching us whether we are willing to learn and keep it in our repertoire for growth, or do we just stumble upon it and drown ourselves in it? So fear is a guru, is a teacher, is the most powerful teacher that we can have to propel us in spiritual life. So fear is instructive. So the next point is, in spiritual life, we fear because we understand how fear is propelling you to become more spiritually advanced. Because we understand that we are part and parcel of this universe. We are not the universe. We are gods, but qualitatively same and quantitatively different. Understanding that we are quantitatively different enables us to understand that there is a greater force beyond us, and that we learn the art of surrender in our life. Because unless you think something is greater than you, you're never going to surrender. And unless you surrender, you don't get your lesson. There's no growth. So it propels you by understanding the qualitative similarity and the quantitative difference. In Sanskrit, it's called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. You're simultaneously one and different. There is no difference between you and God and you, qualitatively. But quantitatively, there is a difference. Just like a drop of water in the ocean has the same qualities and attributes of the vast ocean, but one is infinite and one is a drop. So understanding our position in our yoga practices, understanding that we are part and parcel of this universe, and we have a responsibility to reconnect with the whole. And that is what yoga is. And that is why you see how fear is enabling you to grow so much in spiritual life. So fear becomes your biggest asset by understanding what it is, where it's coming from, and replacing it from in front by putting it behind you. Because when you put fear in front of you and fear behind you, if you were to fall, you'll fall back into fear. Normally people like to fall back on something. In yoga, we say, no, you never fall back. We always fall forward. That's what pranam is. When we do this and we do pranams in our yoga classes, that's not falling backwards, it's always falling forward, because you have placed fear behind you. You don't want to fall back on fear. You fall back, you fall forward so that you can keep moving forward.